everyone, today I wanted to show you how I use a colour wheel, specifically today with Spectrum Noir Markers. This is my Spectrum Noir colour wheel, it's no way unofficial, but the colours that I use are dark reds, coral reds, orange, golden yellow, citrus yellow, yellow greens, alpine greens, blue turquoise, true blue, lavender, purple and purple violet. So all those in those colour families. So you can see my colour wheel here. The first thing to notice is a colour wheel is split between the warm and the cool colours. Okay, so you've got your warm tones, reds and oranges and the yellowy greens, and then you've got your cool tones, which are your purples, blues and your bluey greens. So your warm colours, they invoke feelings of warm, sun, fire, and your cooler colours, they're more like your waters and your grass, giving you calm, relaxed feelings. So your blue bias ones, your cools, your things will tend to recede into the background, whereas your warm colours with your yellow bias, they'll advance towards you. So that's another way that you can play with your colours. So the first thing that we're going to look at is a monochrome colour scheme, which is used to dramatic effect to convey feelings, or making the focus of the piece on the actual form or texture of the colours that you're using, the material that you're using. You can see here in this banana we've got a geometric shape, but they're all the yellows, and in this ship one we've got all in those blue colours. Okay, so the second colour scheme is an analogous colour scheme, and the colours are next to each other on the wheel. They're often found in nature, harmonious colours that are comfortable to see, comfortable, pleasing to the eye. You usually use one colour as the main colour, and then the other two you use for support. So if you're using colours that are crossing that warm-cold barrier line, then you should be using the opposite temperature of the others for your accenting. Such as here we've got the blue turquoise and the alpine green. They'll be used for the main colours, and then the accents would be in the yellow greens, as that's on the warm side of the colour wheel. One problem with this colour scheme is it can be very easy to produce colouring that looks very flat. So to prevent this, make sure that you get a lot of contrast, making sure you're using lots of blacks, whites and greens. So here you can see a natural photograph of a hummingbird with its lovely blues, cool shades. Also the peacock, lovely cool shades. We've got the trees, which are in our warm shades, and then this picture of a car which has got a split between the warm and the cool. Also, if you have a look at the rose, you've got dramatic uses of the warm reds to make them advance at the end of the petals. Remember, those warm colours are advancing. And then this fantastic picture of a space ape. Because the colours are so pleasing, you're drawn to the actual image. You focus on the drawing rather than everything else that's going on. Okay, so the next colour scheme is complementary, and these are colours that are found opposite on the colour wheel. So red and green, blue and orange. By using complementary colours, you can make really great high contrast, vibrant pictures, but you've got to be really careful to make sure that your image doesn't become too harsh or garish. One way to do this is by choosing one of the colours to be your main colour, and then the other colour to be an accent colour, and that accent will help your eye be drawn to that part of the image. When you mix true opposites on a colour wheel, you should be creating greys, and this can be used for great effect to create shading. Some examples here, we have the beautiful kingfisher. You can see how we've got high contrast between the turquoises and the oranges. Also here we've got a high contrast image which has been used to great effect to create this in this image of this photograph of the lips. You can see if you change that colour so that it's not such a high contrast, it doesn't give you such a great effect. And here's some beautiful succulent plants that have been imaged to have the tips of them be a bright red colour, making them really stand out. You can see that that warm colour is really giving you that advancing effect, whereas the blues giving you that drawing back, that receding effect. And these colours have been used in great effect in some of my favourite kind of pictures are the pin-up girls of the 50s. So another way you can use a complementary colour scheme is using a split complementary colour scheme. This makes it just a little bit more easier to use. It's just like the complementary, using opposite colours, but you're actually using the ones adjacent to the one that's opposite. It's a bit easier for me to show you rather than to explain. So if you have a look, you'll see that you don't use the one that's opposite, but you use the two adjacent. And just as the complementary, it's mainly used by having the main colour being the prominent and then the two complementary colours to be accents, shown in this beautiful image of these birds, and then even in floristry. The next colour scheme is the Triadic, and this is 3 colours that are evenly spaced on the wheel. Just as with the complementary, you can create really vibrant images with this colour scheme, but you really need to manage it to get your desired effect. So try just using one main colour and then the others for accents. When using the primary colours, that's red, blue and yellow, you can blend between the colours to create gorgeous rainbow effects. But if you're using the secondary and tertiary colours to blend, you're going to be getting greys and browns, but that's good for shading techniques. So we have the beautiful Triadic parrot with all its bright colours. You can see how they've been split so that they don't blend at all in this picture, but you can also find Triadic in nature. Have a look at this butterfly on these beautiful flowers. So the next colour scheme is the Tetradic scheme. This is 4 colours that are evenly spaced on the colour wheel, either in a square or in a rectangle. This can be one of the most difficult colour schemes to manage. You always get vibrant and rich images, but it can tend to be aggressive, so you need to manage your colours really well. Really try to focus on just one of those colours and use the other colours as highlights and accents. So I've given you some inspirational pictures to have a look at the end of this video. Can you see what colour scheme they follow? And have they adapted the colour scheme in any way? Do you agree with what I've chosen? I'd love to hear your comments. If you like my videos and you're learning with them, I'd love to hear your comments. Please like and subscribe to support my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.